Okay, this video is called The Truth Zone, and what this is about is people often ask me questions, and I try to answer the questions that I can. Sometimes the question's too complicated, or there's issues about the question that I don't want to. You can't answer them in a two-sentence answer, so I don't sometimes answer those either. But I try to answer the vast majority of them. Okay, so what's the Truth Zone about? Well, what I want to say is that, every website, video channel has its purposes. And there's different levels of truth. There's old safe truths like your grandma told you should eat your fruits and vegetables, get your sleep, and then this is a good video channel to explain why that's true. Then there's what I would call the pre-med and med school truth. Most of what is taught in pre-med and med school is irrelevant. It's stuff that's got nothing to do with anything. The way they learn biochemistry is a joke, and pretty much everything else they study in medical school is a joke. It's irrelevant to healthcare, okay? Doctors know that. What do they remember from med school compared to what they actually use taking care of a patient? It's ridiculous, and it's even worse for pre-med, okay? And then also, a lot of stuff that's taught in med school and residency programs, pre-med, is all wrong, okay? They teach that the Mediterranean diet is the best diet, or even some places that keto version of Mediterranean diet. It's all nonsense. And this is where a lot of these, what I would call the high-fat phony experts come into play. You'll notice that no medical school has ever invited me to speak. A lot of medical students have asked me if I would speak, but I tell them, make sure it's okay with somebody who's senior in your group, because I know that the senior person is going to veto it, okay? I got tons of internal medicine doctor friends and whatnot. They'll never invite me to speak in front of the group because they know their business is to sell drugs. And somebody like me who says, go low-fat vegan, that doesn't work in a drug-selling environment. Okay, so what else? It's very common to correct these. You can correct those mistakes on this video site. That is allowed, and that's a good thing to do. And that's a very common thing to do. And that's what even most of the best of the experts, that's as far as they'll go. They'll correct stuff that is just wrong from conventional medicine, and that's a good thing to do. Okay, but then there's a next level of truth that I think I provide in a very big way, intentionally, and that's the limit of what I'll share on this video channel. This is what I would call truth that gets what. There's a shadow, and then later on there's this thing right here, BAN type truth. And what this means is, if you criticize big money stuff, like you say, how bad coffee really is for people, and caffeine and tea, all this nonsense, subsidized stuff like F- in the water, AL in the trails up above, and you talk about what a joke soy is, and high fructose corn syrup, HG contamination, the GP and the GMO, the MSG, MFG, this AP, what stuff. That's as far as you could go on this video channel. And when you do it, and I've done it, I see all those videos get handled differently, and they get minimized in the number of views, and basically you're pushing your luck, but you can do that, okay? So I'm willing to push my luck. I know I'll never be popular, so I try to be good, okay? And so what I mean by that is most of the popular YouTube channels, you'll see they're at level 2 of truth, okay? I'm at level 3, all right? But there is such a thing as level 4 of truth, okay? And that goes beyond this video channel. There are things that are coming from such powerful big money places, they will not allow anybody to dispute them on this video channel, okay? So what I'm saying is, if you want to learn about those things, and there's a lot of important issues, there's a lot of current events issues that are very important about this, there's a lot of discussion about what affects the weather, okay? Is the weather getting worse or getting better because of your farts, okay? All of that stuff is discussed much more in those other places, okay? And I can tell you, where I live, it's been multiple days in a row where below 0 Fahrenheit temperature, not even just below freezing, below 0, okay? So as you can imagine, I'm obviously very worried about climate change. I wish it would warm up. Okay, so anyways, I'm letting you know this because, when you have a question for me, just ask yourself, if it's level 3, I'll probably answer it, okay? But if it's a level 4, you just can't answer that here, okay? It's not allowed, all right? So it's good to understand this, and I strongly recommend you spend some time over here because there's a lot of important stuff for your own health, for your family's health, for your friends, and everything else that you want to know. So you can't get everything from one site, and these are good places. I think you should check them out. I can tell you there's a lot of stuff on there that's valuable that you won't find elsewhere. So anyways, hope that helps.